Oh, no intro.
Oh, was that it?
Yeah, I don't know where the intro's gone.
Shit, I was
Gosh,
I was beavering away, expecting to hear the little the noise, and there was nothing there.
nothing there. Welcome to the Crypt of Wax. Normally there's an intro. Today there is not. And also, Mike has returned from his jaunt away. So welcome back.
Yeah. I am home. I'm not in the queue waiting to get on the ferry or something like that.
Yeah. Yes.
Parked
So
outside my house for
yeah.
Wi-Fi.
Today we're talking Crypt Sermon with a little EP, Saturnian Appendices. I believe, Mike, that this is potentially B-sides from
Oh, is it?
their 2024 release, The Stygian Rose. Potentially, I think I read
Oh,
somewhere.
you read that somewhere?
Yes, I don't know how true it is, but it would make sense because they literally just released a full length last year.
That came out end of last year, didn't it?
Yeah, I think so. So it's if they might have been, they're either very busy or it's potentially B-sides.
They had some leftover stuff. Are they? I saw a photo of them. Are they a six piece?
They are. So their vocalist is just vocals, and you've got two guitarists.
Two bass players.
Yeah, three drummers. I think their members are in like a lot of kind of bands. You know that band Dava, is it? That you sent me not long ago.
Oh yeah, they in that?
I think a lot of them are in that. A few of them play in Eternal Champion live. One of them was in Horrendous, I believe, as well. Maybe
Yeah, I'm just
yeah.
looking now. Yeah.
So the pretty death metally and power metally, not power, but that kind of Eternal Champion sound. But so this is a very different to that, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I thought when we were going to do this, I thought I'd heard these guys before, and I think it was one of those where I saw the logo, saw the name, and thought, oh, it's some sort of death metal band that I've listened to previously, um, and I hadn't heard them. I realised quite soon into listening to this when the vocals
Yeah,
kicked in.
yeah,
I was like, no, I haven't heard these because I'd remember this
yeah.
if I'd heard this.
The vocals are very memorable, aren't they?
They're very memorable. They're how would you describe the vocals for this? Because they're not the band themselves. I was looking on their Metallum page, and it describes them as kind of epic doom metal. Um, and I didn't. Do you think they are on this EP as
N-
such?
No, I think their old stuff was like I really enjoyed their I think their second album. What was it called?
I can tell you.
The Ruins of Fading Light. I really enjoyed
Yeah.
that record, and I was actually due to see them. They were going to come and play the Black Heart in 2020, but then COVID happened, and They didn't come over. But that was a lot more kind of classic, epic doom, kind of Candlemass esque, almost like a kind of more modern
Yeah.
Candlemass. But
Yeah.
the last album before, sorry, the album after the one that came out last year, the Stygian Rose, they kind of did go a little bit more. I don't know. I don't want to say proggy in a way, but they just kind of pushed the envelope on just traditional doomy riffs, I think.
Yeah. It's one thing I'll say about this album, though, this EP, sorry, is I felt like the last song was different and felt more of that kind of epic doom metal
The
kind of
la-
vibe. Felt a bit more Candlemassy, you know?
the last song is a Mayhem cover.
Oh. Oh, is it? I thought
Yeah.
do you know what? I did because obviously the whole Mysteriis thing is the Mayhem debut album, isn't it?
Yes, or second after Death Crush came first. But either way, yeah, it's the last
As an
song on
EP.
that. It's the last song on that. You didn't even know who it was.
I know, but I had to claw back some credibility.
It's yeah, it's the last track on that. Obviously their version has the kind of more blast beat going over it, but like the riff structure and everything is more or less the same. But
Oh,
it
really?
it works really well as a doom song, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I think that
Well,
was
yeah, I
actually
mean, I'm gonna have to go back and listen to it now.
yeah. I actually think that was my favorite song on the EP.
Easily. It was
Yeah.
easily my favourite song on the EP.
Yeah, man. So, all right. So, those new here, what we do is like when we pick a record to cover, we don't ever speak about it off air, and then come on here and kind of talk about it as more conversation. But Mike, like, I know this kind of music isn't necessarily your thing, so I'm quite keen to know your takes on this. Like, did you like it?
I had a bit of let me tell you about the journey I had with this a little bit.
Yeah,
I put it on. I obviously hadn't heard this band before. I thought I had, um, and I feel like because the EP starts, it's quite an instrumental opening to the EP, isn't it? Like you
yeah.
don't hear the vocals for a good minute or two. Um, so in my head, I was thinking vocally, this could either go in my mind. I'm thinking it's going to go either down like a death doom thing where it's going to be like growled vocals over the top, or maybe even potentially like a more of a black metal shriek thing over the top, or uh, maybe it was going to be melodic vocals. I wasn't sure what to expect, but when the vocals for this came in, they took me by surprise still because they
Okay.
had this like there was. I'm trying to think how to describe the vocals. They were obviously like that more old school heavy metal sound, but very commercial sounding, if you know what I mean. Very like
Do you think? I think there's a weirdness to it that kind of removes it from being too commercial.
but I could just picture it sort of main stage of Wacken.
Yeah, I get what you mean in that
Like,
sense.
do you know what I mean? It's got that throwback of like, it sounds like an EP of a band that's been going for a very, very long time. Almost this like, he's
Yeah,
got that singer of like a legacy act. Like, he's got that sort of metal legacy vocal of like a band that I haven't heard of, but are quite big
yeah.
in Europe or something like that. You know what I mean?
Do you know who it reminds me of slightly? Not necessarily in style, but in terms of like doesn't necessarily what you're going to expect, but it does work. Goat Snake, you know the vocals on that. Um, they're
Yeah.
a similar kind of register with the way they sing. It had shades of that, but I know what you mean, man. It is a bit more traditional, but I like the vocals personally, but I wasn't sure how you were going to get on with them.
Well, my journey with this though is that first of all, I was like, oh my God. Like, it had that kind of like for me, vocally, it had that sort of, rock metal radio sort of vocalist kind of thing
A bit
going
of
on.
Avenged Sevenfold in a way, almost.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
actually, that's a really good comparison.
Mm.
But as the EP went on, I got to appreciate more, what he was doing vocally, and actually felt what he was doing with the riffs worked really well, and I kind of appreciated how good his songwriting was and how
Yeah.
his vocals worked within the songs. But
Yeah.
it did take me a while to get used to it.
So I was in the same boat when I first heard them. I was kind of like, "Ooh, what?" They took me by surprise. And on the earlier stuff, he did actually do a bit of a growl as well, very rarely and occasionally. But it
Yeah,
almost felt like it cheapened it. I prefer it now that he just sings. It
yeah,
definitely elevates the kind of vocal performance of it. But his structuring, placement of lyrics and melodies, it's all like really pretty exceptional, man. I think he's a great vocalist.
yeah. He is. He is. I mean, it's not overly my style, but
Mm.
he did. He did, to quote David Brent, charm me in the end, and I was in. I did feel like though I felt like his vocal style on the cover at the end, and I knew it was a cover. Uh, I preferred. I felt like his the whole song in general had more of a minimalism feel to the riffs, and I thought like his vocals were the same in that regard as well, and had that more kind of sustained um, kind of Candlemass feel. Had that this sort of like
Yeah.
haunting backing vocals as well, and I just, you know, I preferred that sound to the band than actually maybe the rest of the EP, which with it being a cover, it's not really that valid.
No, no. Do you know what? You should actually go back and listen to like their first or second record because it is a bit more straight. It's not necessarily. It's hard to describe because this is almost more rounded and well written, but there was a charm to the older stuff, often as is the way.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
That I don't feel they've quite replicated here. Um, but I mean, there were moments on this EP that I did really enjoy. I think the first track, there was a lot of changes going on. There was some really cool, like slower, chuggier Doom sections towards the end. Even though it was quite short lived, I did enjoy that kind of thing. Track two did feel like it was the most commercial song. It was kind of very straight, like just verse, chorus, middle eight, chorus, end. It's probably their most accessible song, but the chorus of it was pretty catchy. I think that's one thing that he can set out to do.
I felt with track 2 actually was maybe one of his best in the sense of vocal performances. That was it was during track
Yeah.
2 that I kinda got it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I think he does really cool things where like the verse would transition into the pre-chorus, but like his vocal was kind of sustaining the last bit of the verse to go into the pre-chorus.
Yeah.
It was all really well done. And then track three, I think, was maybe my favorite chorus of it. It was really quite power metal almost. But yeah, I think there was a lot of musical prolificency on show here as well. The guitar work was pretty crazy in some areas, man. There were like solos everywhere that were just, and even some of them were quite buried. But you're like, fucking hell, they're really going for it.
Yeah, I mean, look, the yeah, the guitar playing in it was exceptional in that sense. Again, maybe for me a little bit too technical for what I actually like as a style, but
Yeah,
there was like in track 1 they were doing this kind of like it's like sort of noodling before the vocals came in. It was like a sort of dream theater esque type
yeah, yeah,
thing going on. And yeah, track 2 as well. You're talking about solos, like it was around 4 minutes. There was a real full on guitar solo. Um, it, in there. Oh, you mentioned about track 3 being your kind of was that maybe your highlight? Did you say your favorite?
Not my highlight song. I think the cover was probably my highlight song, which is saying
Yeah.
something. But I think the chorus was maybe my standout chorus on track three because it did have that kind of power traditional heavy metal feel to it, which was really cool.
Well, it was very double pedal heavy that song, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Which kind of maybe brings a lot of that sort of power metal kind of thing into it.
Yeah. Did you have a standout song other than the EP or sorry, the cover, or was that
No,
no?
no, that
The
wasn't
cover
my
was, yeah,
it was honestly far and away my standout, just because stylistically it's maybe more my sort of thing when it comes to the rest of it.
yeah,
I preferred that kind of more older melodic doom sound that they had, where it was just a little bit more stripped back and simpler.
yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, it's funny because the song does come from early '90s. I mean, I think go back and listen to their other stuff because you might enjoy that a bit more if you were starting to kind of enjoy
I
the
think I
vocals
would.
and
I
then
think I would. Because I think there's for me it sounds like maybe they're a band that are trying to evolve and progress, but I
yeah,
feel like maybe I would actually prefer the more kind of basic
stripped
version of
back.
them. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I think I'm in an agreement there. It almost feels like they're trying to do that kind of main stage whacking thing, isn't it? Like get
I mean, look, they've got to be on the main stage of Wacken. It's perfect for it, right? They're proper like they've got that kind of Wacken bloodstock kind of vibe, haven't they? All over them.
yeah, yeah, they do. But yeah, man, like I'd say definitely a band worth checking out, especially just for the vocals alone. They're quite unique. But any more to say, Mike, before we wrap this up?
No, I'm all good.
Yeah,
I've said my
okay.
piece.
You said your piece. Make sure you park up safely. Give us a like and a subscribe if you
I'm not driving.
stuck in traffic,
I mean, look, if you look out the window, you can see the trees haven't moved.
or you could be
Unless
stuck in
they,
traffic.
oh no, someone's going past
Oh,
me.
oh, oh.
Yeah.
If you like what we heard, give us a like and subscribe. We put out videos every Wednesday and Friday covering the latest metal releases. But yes, we will catch you in the next one. Where is the stop button? I can't even see it anymore. All right, goodbye.
Okay, now.